What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this. JayDaYoungan mother breaks her silence on what happened the tragic night of her son gunned down in front of her house, losing his life. And she basically has some very troubling and very telling accusations she's putting out there. We're going to listen to her give her side of everything that went on, and we're just going to break this down, man, because people was asking me to do this. They want me to look into it because they like my breakdowns and how I could discern and see through things, man, and they respect what I bring to the forefront. So let's just listen to some of the things she's saying, man. Let's see if we can get up out of this, man. Let's see if we can get up out of this, man. Appreciate everybody giving me the love and support, man, while I was sick this past week. So let's just check out some of the things this woman's saying, man. And we just gonna go from there. So let's check it out.
My daughter went. Jay, his father, and the two other gentlemen was out. They all four of them was sitting on the porch. My daughter went out there, got the mail. She came back in the house. When she came back in the house, I met her at the door. Was getting ready to walk up the little stairway. Within that brief time, by the time we hit the front room, all I heard was doo 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 doo. And I just looked, and I immediately took out running to the side door. Well, by the time I made it to the side door, my son was already coming through the motherfucking door. He pushed me against the wall. I hit the wall. He swung over, and he said, "Mama, close the door." So I heard him close the door. When I'm locking the door. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And when I turned and looked, all I seen was my son standing there with holes all in his body. Of course, as a mother, I lost it. I'm screaming. I'm panicking. And the only thing my son said was, "Mama, just get me to the hospital." We both walked in my room. I'm trying to find my keys. I emptied my whole purse on the floor. My daughter's in shock. She's standing there screaming to the top of her lungs. He never cried out. He never screamed. He never panicked. He said, "Mama, get me to the hospital." By this time, I hear a knock at the side door. So I peek around, and it was his dad at the door. Well, when all this happened, his dad had a chick with him. She was in the car. When the shots and everything rung out, she hid on the floor of the car. Well, his dad, the chick, the young lady, and the two other guys, I opened the door, they come inside. Jay was leaning against the dresser, standing in my room still. He was like, "Y'all, get me to the hospital, y'all." I'm screaming because I can't find my keys. I'm like, "Y'all, we got to get him to the hospital." Well, Jay walked away from my dresser, and then by this time, he just kneeled. He took a knee on the floor. He was like, "Y'all, come on, get me to the hospital." And he just laid out on the floor.
Hold on. Okay, let me just stop there for a second. All this time going on, and I'm still confused. Not once have I heard this woman say that they called the paramedics, they called the ambulance. He's steady saying, "Get me to the hospital, get me to the hospital." And everybody panicking and looking for keys, and not once have I heard call 911, call the ambulance, call the paramedics. And I'm pretty sure you don't forget details like that. That's like automatic when it comes to guns, especially when it's your son full of bullet holes. That's the first thing you want to do immediately while he's talking. While he's saying, "Get me to the hospital," while I'm looking for these keys, I'm already on 911 out the gate. Out the gate is 911. Out the gate. Soon, I'm knowing that's out the gate. And I'm pretty sure you don't forget things like that when you actually given a play for play, step by step of what happened in these graphic details. How you do a graphic detail, step by step, play by play of everything that happened. before and leading up after the shots. And not once have you yet said, I called 911, or somebody in the house called 911. He's still talking about, mama, get me to the hospital. Mama, get me to the hospital. You're saying you're panicking. You're trying to find your keys. You asking other people to do. When do it kick in? And I don't mean this in no disrespectful way, because I know this have to be hard for you as a mother losing your son. But we're going to talk about some things too. That should have been out the gate. Survival. 911. People who more professional, better trained to actually handle and take care of these situations. So that right there already is troubling to me. But again, some people respond differently, and things like this, it becomes shock. So a lot of things going on. So, but right now, it's very careless and reckless for right now.
So he was like, y'all, come on, get me to the hospital. And he just laid out on the floor. So I'm screaming. And I'm going to say this. This is what the fuck y'all don't know. And y'all people wonder why I went silent after my son's death. My son laid out on the floor. He's dead weight. I couldn't pick him up by myself. I'm screaming, please help me. Help me pick my baby up off this floor. I grabbed my son by the legs. His dad was standing there. His dad got shot on the leg. That was it. His dad was standing there. One of the guys made 2-3 of his dad. He's standing there. The other white man that was with him, he just pacing back and forth. They just stood there and looked at me without a care in the fucking world. Not one of all three of them fucking men helped me pick my boy up off that floor.
Okay, hold on. Right there, that's kind of, I don't really see nothing wrong with that to some degree. And let me tell you why. And this is what I be meaning by recklessness. If you call 911, 911 would have told you to leave him where he at and don't touch him. Don't move him. Because sometimes that can hurt. You could do something, especially when a person is bleeding out. You can move them and put them in a certain place where they could choke on their own blood. It's a lot of things come with when you call them. They say, leave the victim where he at and don't touch him. And they will tell you and assist you on what to do while he in that position. So that's not really good to move people in situations like that to some degree. Okay. And that's why, again, I'm still troubled that while still yet, even while she's still talking, no one called 911. No one is calling 911. No one is calling the paramedic. All the talking going, I'm just thinking all the talking going on that this woman doing and giving this explanation. And I'm in my mind, I'm calculating if she would have called 911 from the time she breaking this story down, telling it to us, and how long this going, while she said everything that's happening taking place. I'm like, 911 probably would have been there by now. Because 9 times out of 10, she don't live in a messed up neighborhood to some degree. Your son is a rapper. He making a lot of money. I'm pretty sure he ain't got you in the dumps and in the hood. So you probably live in a good community neighborhood to the point where if the 911 is called, which it probably rarely get called where you may live, that they will hurry and immediately be out there, because that's an advantage when you living in a better community, that help arrives quicker. And I'm just noticing how even while she's explaining this story and telling it, no one's still calling 911. And when she's saying no one helping me pick him up, this is what I'm saying, like, it's too much going on. First, she said he walked to the room with me. JayDaYoungan did on his own. He walked to the room with me. He said, "Mama, get me to the hospital." So he walking around with the bullet holes in him. Daddy saying, "Mama, help me to the hospital. Get me to the hospital." And while you looking for your keys and everything to get your car keys, but you can't find them. But every second is counting while he's shot up, bleeding out, which again leads me to why the hell ain't 911 being called? How is that not automatic, immediate? But anyway, now he's on the floor. So he go from walking around, following you to the bedroom to now on the floor. And the father is shot also in the legs. And you say a couple other people there, and you telling them, "Hey, help me get my child up," and nobody really trying to help you. Again, see, I just want to be realistic to what's going on. Some people probably never been in a situation like this, and then when you seeing blood everywhere, you see it's what's happening. People being shocked, they like scared. Sometimes you got to just strengthen up and just do what's necessary to take care of what need to be immediately attended to right now. Sometimes you just have to toughen it up, snap out of it, because there is an immediate situation that need to be attended to. And my stalling and hesitating and panicking and nervousness is actually detrimental right now for this person's immediate help, where every second counts. And why, once again, I'm tripping how ain't nobody still called the damn ambulance. Because guess what's going to get them? When you call 911, 3 emergencies going out at once. 911 calling the fire department, police station, and the paramedics. So all 3 emergencies is coming out right away. So you're going to have 3 professionals that know how to handle this situation, but not a call was called. But not a call was called. And you got a house full of people who ignorant and don't know what's going on. But y'all won't call the people who know, who professionals, who could assist y'all. House full of ignorant people won't have a clue that if you just call 911, they would have told you what to do until help got there. So when she make that statement, that probably was a good thing that they didn't lift him up and pick him up, because that could have made things worse. It can make you bleed out quicker. It's a lot that go with that. So that's what I'm saying. Like right now, I know she thinks she's saying some real stuff, but I'm not feeling this right now. I'm just keeping it 100. And I know, again, I try to sympathize with this woman as a mother, because again, she, like she said, I was panicking, and you can tell even listening to this story, but it's in that panicking that you can't focus and make rational, right decisions that's needed right now that could have saved your son's life. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm sorry to say that, but I just got to keep it real. Let's listen to some more.
The young lady that was there with his dad, she grabbed my son under his arms, and I grabbed him by his legs, and we toted my child out that fucking house. We toted him out the house. Not none of them. So that's why I screamed and I told every fucking body that would listen to me. No one.
Okay, right there. So she said we picked him up and we toted him out of the house. That lets me know that they still didn't call 911. They were taking it upon themselves to actually get him to the hospital themselves. Okay.
I would listen. I feel like it was a setup. Yes, I do. I do. I don't know what the fuck, how the fuck. One motherfucking shooter. One person. How the fuck would he knew, like, in a matter of 15 minutes to come to my house and do all this? Now, I can't say who did what, when, well, nothing. What I can say is that God don't sleep and he sees and knows all. And he says, vengeance is mine.
Okay. What I don't like about what people do when they bring up God, but they bring him up ignorantly. She said she believed her son was set up, and I guess she is insinuating that it may came from his father because she was explaining how here this is his son, and even though the father is shot too, that they wouldn't help her pick him up to carry him out of the house. Okay, here's the thing. And she said she believed it was set up because how would they knew within 15 minutes? Okay, here's the problem. And this is what the same thing that actually led to Dolph killing. Same thing I believe led to your killing. Or how would people know? Your son rides around in a limited edition car that everybody knows is his, and he's the only one in his city that has that car. That is very foolish and it's not wise at all, especially when you in drama and in beef. When you look at the young Dolph situation, it said that those guys was looking for him because they knew that he was known for being in Memphis around Thanksgiving time to give away turkeys. And they had been looking for him for days. They said one time they were riding around and saw his car, that camouflage limited edition car that only he have, and they knew right away that was, and they said that go Dolph right there, and they followed the car. Your son has the same exact car, but not in the color of Dolph's car. He have his own sky blue limited edition foreign car that he drive that everybody know is his, in the middle of him being in a beef drill music rap war. Then y'all bring up God. I can't stand when people bring up God but ignore what's going on when it comes to the sins, and how a lot of these parents are also responsible. I just got to keep it real because I love the Lord Jesus Christ, and I'm not going to compromise parents' ignorance and stupidity who capitalize off the things they children do and then cry boo-hoo when they get murdered and killed. A lot of you parents know your children is doing drill music. They cuss in front of y'all, smoke in front of y'all, drink in front of y'all, have sex in front of y'all, throw up guns and wave guns in front of y'all, threatening to kill people in front of y'all. And y'all don't correct it. Y'all don't say nothing about it. You don't put your foot down. You don't discipline and correct. And y'all also partake in the money that they make off doing these things. So you become a part of the problem. Then when your children get killed, now you want to make the people think that these was good boys who was wrongfully killed, who didn't do nothing wrong, when they also throwing out threats to kill other people too. And it's just that the other side got to them before they got to them, or the other side retaliated on them after they hit them. And y'all assist in this, and y'all help this, and y'all dance to the music, and y'all proudly encourage them and condone their actions in this drill music, in this murder, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. That's what y'all do. And then y'all say, my baby ain't hurt nobody. Then y'all want to bring up God. What do you think God really feels? Do you really know God? Do y'all really know the Lord Jesus Christ? You really think it's that sweet like that? When these people are living reckless, ungodly lives, they're dying the death of it. They're being incarcerated, losing their liberty for the results of it. and you parents are aware of what your children are doing and you're condoning it. And you're not putting your foot down and you eating the fruits of its labor. Because you get the groceries, you get the house, you get the car, you get the jewelry at the expense and in danger of the life of your own bloodline. Do you really love these children? Do you really care? If you do, then why don't you say nothing? If you do as parents, when you know your sons is beefing with real killers and wild, reckless boys like them, why aren't y'all taking the initiative to call up the other side to try to make peace? Because I'm going to tell you something, 9 times out of 10, the person ain't going to really be disrespectful like that to a mother, to a father. I did that when the dude had drama with my son, because I know my son can fight, but my son ain't really a shooter. But the guy is a shooter, but he can't fight. He ain't gonna box my son. He'll shoot my son. I reached out to that dude personally. I talked to that dude. It was over a girl. I talked to my son and I checked him on what he was doing, and I reached out to the dude and I talked to him. He didn't disrespect me, even though he's known as a hot-head, wild dude who's a shooter. I reached out to him like a man, and I talked to him, and I squashed that situation because I know they wasn't mature enough to do it to one another. And sometimes that's all it takes. But y'all enjoy the fruits of the labor. Y'all eat off of the lie. You eat off of the sin. You eat off of the wrong. Only for the juices to be bitter of the consequences that comes with it. And it's never worth what you thought you were being rewarded on. It's never worth it. I see a lot of these young rappers, parents doing this stuff, cheerleading for their children, co-signing their actions, because y'all afraid to discipline them. Y'all afraid to put them in check. Y'all afraid to say what's right because you think they gonna snap on you or cut you out the money. So you don't care as long as it's not yours. That's terrible. That's terrible. I mean, I don't look, and what's crazy is ain't no telling. She said she believed it was a setup. I ain't gonna say it wasn't, but I'm telling you some of the things that's definitely clear. That's definitely clear to some degree. When you already know your son beefing, and we already know they were beefing, doing drill music and dissing each other, dissing these people, dead homies, and what we gonna do when we catch you, what y'all gonna do, come get us. When we see y'all is up, when y'all see us is up. So threats and threats. We got to get them before they get us. And what do you parents do? What do you say? When the labels using your sons to put prices on their heads. Look at how dirty the game then got now. Now these guys then got to the point of trending where they literally dropping bags on each other's heads. Think about that. Putting literally hits out on each other. Because they know they could go do a diss song about it and make up for the money that they actually just paid to put the hit out on just to get the credit for it. And what do you parents do? What are you parents doing? From the FBG Duck mamas to the Lil Durk them mamas and daddies to the King Von them mamas and daddies. What are you parents doing while watching your children sacrifice themselves? Y'all play their music. Y'all throw up their gang sets. Y'all allow them to do gatherings at y'all homes. And then they die and get murdered. And you want the world to be sympathetic behind what you allowed as parents, because y'all are afraid to put your children in check. And y'all conscience be bothering y'all while y'all see them in them caskets, and y'all need somebody to blame so you can feel good about yourself, like you're not the problem, while the devil keep reminding you that it is your fault. I know how the devil talk to y'all, because I know how he works. That's why the Bible say there is no condemnation in those who are in Christ Jesus. The devil condemn y'all in y'all heart and remind y'all of everything you did wrong that led to their death. That's how he works. That's how he works. And that's why y'all need somebody to blame, because you can't get the thoughts out of your head that he keep reminding you of, to point the finger at you. So when you bringing up God, oh, God don't like none of what y'all doing. God don't like what, look, it starts with the parents. Y'all children are reflections of y'all upbringing. Y'all children are reflections of their upbringing. That's what it is. Your children have your spirit, your behavior. So I don't know, man. I'm not liking what I'm hearing so far.
This is mine. Hey, it's that God don't sleep and he sees and knows all.
Right. God sees and know all. God heard everything y'all children was saying. God see everything they was doing. And God see everything that y'all allowed. And what y'all didn't do as parents that you are commanded to do by God. Discipline. Take control. Y'all allow y'all own kids to even disrespect y'all. And you hee and laugh it off and shrug the shoulder. You know why? Because y'all let y'all kids get to a point where y'all afraid of y'all own damn kids. I see this all the time. Y'all are afraid of y'all own damn kids. All my kids grown except for my youngest one who's 12. My kids don't even cuss around me. They don't say the N-word around me. My kids can't even tell you I sit down and watch rated R movies with them. I keep a line between parenthood. I ain't friends with my kids. And I'm not trying to be friends with my kids. I love them. They love me. They respect me. I respect them also. Because it goes both ways. I'm not asking for respect because I'm the parent. You're going to respect me because of who I am. But just like I demand respect as a parent, I also give them respect as children. Some people just don't know how to do better. But we're not going to sugarcoat nothing. And don't bring God up in this mess. Stop trying to use God to try to make it seem like God is responsible for this killing, this ignorance, this stupidity, this foolishness, this. No, we're not going to do that. This is a result of sin. This is devil worship. This is Satanism. And the consequences behind it is what we're talking about right now. So don't bring God up in this mess.
And he says, vengeance is mine. And I know that anybody that had anything to do with this, and whatever happens, they will pay. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but they will pay. We got my baby out that fucking house. We managed to get him on back of one of the dude's truck. By that time, I'm holding my son. He asked me, said, what car wreck? He asked me what my daughter was. I hadn't already told my daughter to go in the bathroom, lock the door, hide. I don't know what's going on. Somebody gonna try to come back. No, nothing. All this shit happens quickly. He asked me what my daughter was. He said he wanted some water. He was like, Kyra. I said, she in the house, baby. I said, just hang in there. Fight. Just hang in there. I'm holding my child. He still didn't cry out. He looked up at me. He said, Mama. He smiled. He said, Mama. He kissed me on my jaw, my left cheek. He said, Mama, I love you, but I'm not going to make it. Put yourself in my shoes. For anybody that is a parent out there, put yourself in my motherfucking shoes. How would you feel? You know what I'm saying?
I do put myself in your shoes. Immediately when my son got shot, 911 is on that call. Immediately. Okay. I still ain't heard this yet. That's the thing that troubled me the most. And I'm seeing a lot of reckless, inexperienced people, but not one person called the professionals. Like I don't understand that. That right there still got me. It's a lot going on, and still not one. You telling people go in the bathroom, lock the doors, go do this, go do that, but not once go call the. That's terrible. I don't
And you know,
get it.
this is not some shit that I normally do because I ain't got no business. It's gonna be 3 years. I ain't got no business on here crying and doing all this on social media. But hey, I'm gonna get the shit off my chest, and y'all will never hear from me again about it. Like it's done. You know, he is gone. Y'all, he's gone. Let him rest. The ambulance and the police made it there real quickly. They screamed, was telling me to get out the way so they can work on him. I didn't want to let him go. So I had to move.
Hold on. Wait. Hell no. What she just say? Wait. What did she just say? That right. Hold on. Wait. What the hell she just say?
I didn't want to let him go.
Wait. Hold on.
The ambulance and the police made it there real quickly. They screamed, was telling me to get out the way so they can work on him. I didn't want to let him go. So I had to move. They got him.
Okay. That right there is very telling. That right there is very telling. Oh my gosh. That is very telling. Listen at this.
I didn't want to let him go. The ambulance and the police made it there. The ambulance and the police made it there real quickly. They screamed, was telling me to get out the way so
She said the ambulance police made it there quickly. They're screaming, telling me to get out of the way. That means something. See, that right there is very telling. Okay. You know, I was just going to stop this until I actually heard that part. She said the ambulance showed up quickly and they yelling and screaming and telling me to get out of the way, but I didn't want to let him go. That right there says a lot. If they're screaming, telling you to get out of the way, that meant that ain't what they did at first. It led to them building up to that point, that you was so much in the way, hindering them from doing what they needed to do to try to save that boy's life, that they had to literally pry you away from him so that they could work on him. Because you admitted, I didn't want to let him go, seeing that he need immediate help and attention right away, and it's already been a minute. Come on, man. Come on, man. Lady, is you paying attention to what you just said? Hold on, man. Let's do this one more time. Because again, I know this is crazy because again, we sympathize because this is a mother, but she is very, 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 very careless and reckless. Oh my gosh, what? Hold on, listen at this, y'all.
The ambulance and the police made it there real quickly.
The ambulance and the police made it there real quickly. We're going to take it slowly at a time. What else?
They screamed, was telling me to get out the way so they can work on my...
They were screaming and telling me to get out of the way so that they can work on him. You see that? They were screaming and yelling. They were. So both the paramedics and the police is telling this lady, get out of the damn way. Let us work on him. Listen at this.
They screamed, was telling me to get out the way so they can work on him. I didn't want to let him go.
I didn't want to let him go. Oh my gosh. Please don't tell me you one of these parents. Please don't tell me you one of these women that when somebody else is hurt, you one of these drama queens that wants all the attention. You know, I like when a person die and they in the casket, then somebody come to the funeral and they, oh, and then everybody got to get their attention like, and they want to make this big scene. Wait, hold on, you ain't dead. The person in the casket dead. You want to make this big scene to make it all about you, where everybody got to come to you when we mourning the death of somebody else. Please don't tell me you one of those women, you one of those parents that while your son is shot up, you just said holes is all over him. He bleeding everywhere. You saying, help me get him some help, then help arrive, and you don't even want to let him go so that they could work on him and operate on him? You got the police in the ambulance shouting at you. The ambulance don't even be arguing with people. You got the ambulance arguing, and you didn't want to let him go when he need medical attention. Come on, lady, man. Come on, man. You shouldn't have did this video. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have did this. Like this, it's crazy.
The ambulance and the police made it there real quickly. They screamed, was telling me to get out the way so they can work on him. I didn't want to let him go. So I had to move.
I wonder how long it took for them to wrestle with you, because that had to take some time. But you said you didn't want to let them go. They at the point of frustration where they screaming and hollering at you at this point, and you didn't want to let them go. Then you had to move. That meant you were threatened. You had to move.
They got him, and when they put him on the stretcher, the words that came out of his mouth, he looked up at the big guy. He said, man, you set me up. Dude went hollering, no, no, no. Well, they got him in the ambulance and stuff. I don't even know how the fuck I ended up on the ground. I don't even fucking know. It's just a lot was going on. My oldest son made it there. He came grab me. He was like, well, my brother. I said, they got him in the ambulance. He walked me over to the ambulance, opened the door. Jay was sitting there, just calm. He was just propped up, just sitting there chilling. So y'all said, you all right, nigga? You all right? And the last words, the very last words that I heard come out of my son's mouth was, I'm not going to make it. That was it. Well, we went to the hospital. Of course, it was 1 million people at the hospital. They locked the hospital down. They wouldn't let nobody in there. I'm in the hospital. They wouldn't even let me in the back with him.
And they shouldn't.
Thank God Cody's mom was there. One of the ER nurses that day. She came in there, came out in the waiting area. She was like, Tish, your baby's okay. Your baby's okay. He's talking, you know. He wanted to FaceTime you and his baby, but she said, I don't have my phone on me. My biggest thing was I was upset because the whole time, my baby, I felt like he.
Somebody put in the comments, it said they did it because he owned his masters, the elites. Wrong. No, this is what the look. Why are people so ignorant of what these young boys was doing? They were beefing. They were beefing. Y'all heard the songs. Y'all heard the disses. Come on, stop with these games. Stop with these games. And you know, in this era, when you rap beefing with each other in hip hop, it's real blood being shed. That's the trend. Smoking on this person, smoking on that, smoking on your ops, all the that's what's happening. Okay? You ain't just rapping it. Now you have to make it happen, or you looked at it as being weak. You looked at it as being soft. You look at it as not being a slider. Because all these cliques and teams is on demon time. Listening to this stuff again shows me where you parent. Man, I saw all these young boys parent them, and they parents are terrible. I saw these people parents, and they parents are terrible. Crondo Rondo them parents, LBG Duck them parents. I see these parents, and these parents literally assist in the murdering of their own children. It's sad. And they don't want to take accountability. It's not right. It's not right, man. People need to accept responsibility. Stop looking for blame. Stop looking for faults. This starts from your upbringing. This starts from the parenting. All these young guys killing and murdering. Why? Parenting. Bad parenting. Parents ain't in the lives of their own children. They're not teaching them respect and value for life and God. I don't even want to listen to this stuff no more, man. This stuff is terrible. This stuff is ignorant and it's sad as hell. Sad as hell. It really is, man. I'm just keeping it 100.